Hello everyone, it's Wizaldo or Wesley here, and today I'm going to be taking a stab at playing Rayleigh. Rayleigh is one of the best aggro leaders printed of all time, and is one of the strongest decks in OP12. In this deck list I'm running 4 Searcher Nami, 4 Searcher Buggy, 4 Searcher Shocky, 2 of the Luffy that can give itself Rested Dawn, 4 of the Boas, 2 of the 2k Counter Brook, 4 of the Rush Zoro, 4 of the 1k Sanji that's in Nami's body, 4 of the 4-cost Luffy, 1 Bad Manners Kick, 3 of the 2 Never Doubt, 4 of Observation Hockey, 4 Conqueror's Hockey, 3 Armament Hockey, and 3 Gum Gum Mole Pistol. So the Luffys in this are a bit of sauce. They are for some extra searchability off of the Boa or off of the Shocky. I think the deck can really fall short if you aren't hitting your searches really consistently. So that's why these Luffys are there. It's also a 5k that cannot be KO'd by Strike, which is strong when paired with the Buggy that can't be KO'd by Slash. You have a pretty protected board. So yeah, I'm gonna hop into a game now and we'll see how it can perform. Alright, we are into a Doflamingo. I think this is a pretty decent matchup for me. I definitely want to go first to take that away from the Dofi, and I want to see a Searcher. No Searcher off the mulligan is pretty rough, but we do have a nice curve going on after our first turn. Probably Sanji in Swing at Face, and then Luffy into a Observation Hockey. Oh, I could have Observation Hockeyed the first turn if I really wanted to search, but I don't think that was a good idea, just because the attached Dawn doesn't really do anything. The deck is very strong in that it can search for the entire deck. Essentially, it can go through the entire deck if you get all your searchers, and you are playing out a ton of characters that you can buff up with your leader ability and with some of your events if you really need to. And because of that, when your opponent clears your board, you still have a ton of stuff to kind of replenish it, which I think is pretty newbie friendly for this type of deck, because some of the other decks struggle when your opponent swings into them. So I think I'm actually going to play the Luffy into... I'll start with an Observation Hockey, and then I will probably play the Luffy after. So it searches a 3-cost or greater or an event. I think I take the Luffy here, and then play this Luffy. And then I will go 6 at life. I'm taking the Luffy because I can play the Sanji, and then I'll have a board of 2 characters even if he takes out this Luffy, and I'll still have 2 events. Okay, so I do get Red Rock there. That's pretty rough. I should have probably swung first, but I am playing blue, so that's really only second nature if I'm playing against a yellow. I take this. I guess Shocky is pretty nice to see. I'll be able to... I'll Shocky first, grab a Luffy. I'll play the Luffy. I'll reveal these 2 events, and then play a Sanji, and attach 1 to my leader. I'm going to go 6 at life here. I was thinking about swinging at Crocodile, but I don't think that's a great thing to do, just because if he defends it, he still has a swing, but if he doesn't defend it, he only has 1 swing, you know? So I'd get an extra card in hand if he swings with it, but if I take 1 of his life, I'm 1 step closer to that, to having him lose the game. So I think I definitely take this. I get another event, so I am pretty safe to use one of my other events this turn. Okay. I definitely take this too. I think this coming turn I will definitely swing into this Crocodile. Alright. I think I start with the Nami. Try and find something to play off the Luffy. I get a Boa. Oh, I can't play Boa. I get the Brook. I think I start by reveal 2, buff up the Shocky, and then give 2 Dawn to it, and have that swing into the Croc. Awesome. It's really good to get him to down to just 1 swing, so that if this turn I can get him down to 1 life, I still have a pretty strong way of ending the game. Okay, I see Sanji. I think I take that over an event. I'll go Zoro and then swing a bunch of 6s at him. I think if he counters out of 2 of the 6k swings, I probably go send one at Moria. Okay, yeah, he swung out of 2 swings. I think I take out Moria. That way he can't clear my board and I can still send a big wave of characters at him next turn. Oh, perfect. He doesn't really have any big bodies on board to clear my bodies. I probably just give him that. No point in protecting it because I have a ton of stuff in hand. And when he inevitably swings into one of my characters, hopefully, or he clears my board, I can replenish it. So I get to draw one there. That's not too bad. I think I do counter this just because I did fall a little bit behind. So I think I start with a Nami. I'm inclined to grab a Sanji or a Zoro. I think Zoro is really safe for ending the game, but I'm going to hold on. I'm going to grab a Sanji just because I don't want to fall into a dangerous place when I inevitably don't get him down to low this coming turn. Alright, and then I give the one to the Nami. Now, where do I go from here? I can play the Zoro and go at his face, but I don't think that's a great idea. I think I'm better swinging a ton, not a ton, but 7 and 7. That way I can kind of get his hand to be a whole lot smaller while also threatening his life. Yeah, so he has to give up 2 cards there no matter what. And he's down to 5 cards and 2 life. So I'm a little bit ahead of him, and I have a ton of counter in hand as well. While he also has no decent swings on the board. The boa is kind of annoying, but I do have the unblockable event if I really need to use it. Say I get him down to 0 life, because he doesn't block some of them. I can just then swing a ton with my Rayleigh and this event. Okay, 2 blockers is a little rough. I definitely take this. I have no reason to defend it. His board did swing a very strong direction, but I do still have a bunch of counter in hand. I definitely get rid of one of the boas, and then I think I do this. Buff up my Nami and just start swinging at life. I think I swing 6, 6, 6, 7, 7, 6, 7. Okay, now I definitely swing differently because he only has 2 cards in hand. So if he gets rid of another one here, I can know that the other one's like he's very low on counter. So he took that. So if I increase it to a 7 now, he either ditches 2 cards and goes into 1 card in hand, or he takes this next one again, or blocks it. Alright, so I still have 1 Dawn up, so I can protect my board. This turn I really do want to protect my board because I'm going for game. Even though I have a Zoro in hand. If I had a Zoro and a Kid Killer, I think I would protect my board a little bit less. The Nami's not really important to the board, so I am fine getting rid of that, but okay, that is rough, but I think I am chilling in regards to staying alive. I just 2k this. And then I probably... Wow, Josie's really rough. But I think that is just his fault for misplaying. Alright, I go for game this turn. Oh, that doesn't work. I'll go 8. If he can 2k, I can guarantee that I can probably kill him with this next swing. Alright, this guarantees game. And I'll type GG. I'm not being cocky when I say that, I just know he doesn't have 4K counter in hand. This deck feels pretty strong. Once you really know how to play it, it feels fun to pilot. I think it's also not super annoying to play into, so I like that as well. While he waits, I do have a good chance to talk, I guess. So some finishing thoughts. Missing the searches feels really rough in the deck. I'm not a huge fan of how varied the searches are, but I run some other decks that do very similar stuff. And yeah, I'll go switch to the deck list again and give my final thoughts. Alright, just to finish up the video, I'll touch on some of my thoughts about the deck. It's really interesting. It's a hyper aggro deck. It runs no 2Ks other than the Brook. It runs the standard package for aggro, I guess. The things that stand out to me are Buggy and Shocky, but those are just kind of part of the deck. I think the deck does struggle really hard into Starve, which is why I see some running this OP1 Sanji that will take life. So I think if your locals has a ton of NLs, or if you suspect that there might be a couple NL matchups in your future, I think running the Sanji is a really good idea over this Brook, and maybe even over the Bad Manners course. So you run 3 Sanjis instead of the 2 Brook and the Bad Manners course. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you have any feedback or want to see anything specific, leave a comment. And subscribe if you're really willing. Anyways, thanks for watching.